Elections are now over, and we know which parties have won. Now, a multi-dollar million question is, will this have any positive impact on your pocket? If you are not employed, will you be employed by December? If you are not affording to go to school, do you think there's any chances of you getting a bursary soon? If you're struggling to start a business because of capital, do you think you're going to get funding? Do you think these elections have any positive, immediate financial impact on you? No, I don't think so. My fellow sister and fellow brother, my fellow South African, I want to tell you that you are on your own. Yes, the elections, we went and we made our choices, but our pockets remain the same until we do something about it. Why do I say this? Let us dissect it. So ANC is number one, DA number two, MK number three, and EFF number four. Let's start with ANC. ANC, since it's been in power, they've been promising jobs, right? We were still unemployed under ANC. What was their focus? Their focus was mainly on retaining voters by using grants. Grants for children, grants for grandparents, for disabled, now even for unemployed. What is 350? That is something that they were using for their benefit, not for you. You might be getting the grant, but you're not their priority. They were doing that to grab the attention and to make sure that all the majority of the people that are disadvantaged then vote for ANC. Yes, they tried helping out there and there with funding, using NYDA, CIFA, all the other government funding companies. However, that funding was mainly for few people. It was covering a small number of people. The majority of us, ANC is still the leading party, number one, but if you are not getting an income next month, there's no income. And if you don't do anything about it in December, there's no income. Let's come to DA. Do you think now that, okay, DA is number two, do you think they will make any efforts to prove that they can actually give us a better life? I don't think so. DA is also not concerned about individual people. All those people in the DA, majority of them, it's for their own benefit. Why do I say this? Just before the election, DA has formed what they call multi-party charter. This is a party that comprises of DA and all the other small parties, and their whole aim is to make sure they outnumber or they unseat ANC and also keep out, also remove EFF. So now my question is, it makes sense if they want to make sure ANC doesn't have enough seats or something like that. But now, why fight with EFF? Because ANC is the reason why South Africans are poor, South Africans are unemployed. It makes sense to oppose them. But why oppose EFF? Can you see what DA will never have time to prioritize what we need as South Africans? Instead, once they start being in parliament or in position or in power, they're focused on their ego, trying to fight people they don't like. When do you think they're going to create jobs for us? So DA is also not hope. It's also not going to put money in your pocket. MK belongs to Zuma, and Zuma is old Madala, man. What do you think he's going to do for you, really? Let's face the facts. MK is a new kid in the block. They still don't have structures in place. They still don't have proper leadership who's going to be taking over, the people in the committees, who's going to lead. So as soon as they go in, they are going to be sorting out their internal politics. So as for you, as a normal, ordinary South African, you are not a priority yet. So I don't know what you will be eating in the meantime. Then let's talk about EFF. It was chucked out from number 3. It's now number 4. EFF never cared about you as a South African. EFF, they've said it, that they care about a black person, not a South African. How many black people are in the world? When do you think they will have time to attend to creating jobs for you, creating bursaries, business funding for you? When is that? Because as for EFF, they are concerned about their image and their growth in Africa. You can see even from their logo, Africa, it's there. So they even have branches like in Namibia, I don't know where else. But can you see that their focus is broad? So they really do not have the capacity to attend to your individual needs. So what does that say to you? You are on your own. ANC, DA, EFF or MK, they are doing elections for their own different reasons. And that does not include you as an ordinary South African. So now that we are on the same page, you are on your own, right? Let us gather here. Let us gather here and think for ourselves, what can you do to make sure by month end or by December, at least if you are unemployed, you made something for yourself. If you think you have a job but you're not getting paid enough, you are too indebted, then you would have done something about it. If you think you want to go to school, you are still on your own. All of those parties, they have their own priorities. Your vote is just needed for them to do what pleases them. So, let us start with a graduate. Are you a graduate that is unemployed? So, my dear fellow graduate, like I said, you are on your own. Go back to the drawing table. What did you study? Can you please look in depth on what you studied? I'm sure you can come up with a business idea from there, and you create employment for yourself. And maybe you can even be lucky and make it bigger and employ some of us. Let me give an example. There are people, a lot of people going to school, coming up with BCom accounting, BCom economics, and all those, and sometimes they don't have a job. Go into the details of what you learned from the course. You know the course, we don't know it. I didn't do BCom, so I don't know anything about it. But go into the details of that course. I'm sure you will find out what is it that you can do that will make you have an income. I mean, if you are an accountant, you can start doing taxes for us, because lately there are a lot of people trying to go into entrepreneurship. So the nice thing about you, if you are into accountant, is that every business needs an accountant, every business in every field. So you can go there and do start your business and do tax returns for business people, because let me tell you, doing tax returns as an employee, it's so different when you're doing it as a business person. So this is where your skills can be helpful to some of us as entrepreneurs. You just need to sell your skill, advertise yourself. We need letters from accountants to verify our addresses. We need financial reports. So, my fellow graduate, you could be a graduate in engineering of some kind. Dig deeper. Go deeper into that qualification. You will come up with something. I strongly believe that you might find a business that can be lucrative, and then you earn something for yourself. Secondly, now I'm done with a graduate. Please explore your qualification. Now I'm moving on to an ordinary person that does not have a qualification, or including a graduate who try to explore or who thinks their qualification is difficult to crack a business. So a normal individual, and you are not finding a job, sell something, my darling. Find something to sell. You do not have any option. Otherwise, you're gonna starve. There is a lot of factories where you can stock something and start selling to us. There is a lady in some mall who has a beautiful shop that sells beautiful stuff like clothing. She sells beautiful clothing, shoes. Like, you can literally go there and shop for a classy attire for your function. Do you know where she buys her stock from? Small Street. She goes to Small Street and selects all these beautiful dresses, beautiful shoes, and she brings it to the mall, because most of people don't like going to Small Street, don't like going deep in town, don't like going to Maravastad. So go there and fetch those fancy handbags and open your shop in the mall. And the nice thing, if you open that shop, I mean, you're going to hire some of us, you know. You're going to hire 2 or 3 people. You're making the difference. We're stopping this dependency on the government. I want to show you something. Where are my earrings? I want to show you something. Can you see these earrings? I bought them 100 rands in a mall. I loved them, and I was like, I was only affording one pair. 100 rand in a mall. Guess what? When I went to Dragon City, I found the same earrings, different colors, even more variety. It was 40 rand. 40 rand. So this business owner, the one that owns the shop in the mall, they just went to Dragon City, and that shop is specializing mainly in earrings. They just went to Dragon City or Bumarabastad and then bought all those earrings using a stock price, and then get into the mall and say this is 100 rand. They even give me a fancy bag. Where is that bag? Okay, I don't want to show you the bag because now it's got the brand for that shop. I'm not about advertising other shops, but they have this fancy bag that they put your earrings in that you paid 100 rand. But they bought it using a stock price of 30 rand or 35 rand at China City, Dragon City, Maravastad. So why can't you do something like that? Find something that you can bring to the people, and you are running a business. Now, I attended a graduate, an ordinary person can sell anything. Now, I want to talk about somebody that does not have an education, that is not educated. Formal education, I actually still see value in formal education, because once you have the formal qualification, you are at an advantage to get a better job, to create better businesses, to get better clients. So I am still a fan of a formal education. So if you have not yet obtained a formal education, please make efforts. If you are selling something or you are working, put money away to study, and make sure that whatever you're going to go study, you have researched about it, just so that you don't come and add to the unemployment statistics. Make sure that whatever you study, you have researched the course, you know the job opportunities, you know the business opportunities, you know roughly how much salary you're gonna earn. Study with direction. Studying, there's nothing wrong with studying. You just need to study with direction, the right course. So make efforts. The government, sometimes it's got NSFAS, Budi, what do they call it? Funza, Lusaka. Yes. Research, Google, you have data. When you have data, you keep going to Facebook. This time, go and research about the different bursaries. That's if they will still be there, I'm not sure. But just research, maybe you'll get something. Search for different bursaries, and if you're not getting a bursary, it's still not an excuse for you not to have a formal education. Make a plan, think. Sell something to raise money to go to school. Find a job to raise money to go to school, so that at the end you can have a better job that will make you live comfortably, financially, and so on. And then the last point, I want to focus on people that are blessed to have employment. If you are employed and you're listening to this video, thank God and appreciate that you have a job. But I've got a favor from you, as I'm requesting a specific favor from you. You have a potential to raise capital. Why are you just a 9 to 5 and not thinking of creating a business aside? What can you create? What kind of business can you form that will increase and supplement your income? But not only that, that is not my focus. Yes, you can supplement your income, but that's not my focus. Just so that you can employ other people, man. Can we stop this thing of crying for the government for jobs? They are not coming. We have to make those jobs. There are no jobs coming. So if you are employed, can you please sit down and have a plan, draft a plan as to what are you going to do to improve this country? Even if you hire one person, 2 people, that will be better. You would have done justice, for South Africa. These people that we voted for, I don't want us to be waiting for them, because we might wait forever. Let us stand up and be creative. We are blessed and we are intelligent as South Africans to do things for ourselves. So let us not go hungry waiting for politicians. Are we going to do something to improve our pocket, to improve our career, to improve our lifestyle? Please, let's do so. If you like the video, subscribe, like, and share the video. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers!